up, guys? This is Jackie Pearson. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to chat about the situation of when your friends or family members opt to not use your real estate service. We're really going to dig into what that means for your business, what that means for your relationship, and hopefully you'll walk away with some tips and, again, a little piece of advice as to how to navigate the tricky, troubled water. All right, let's get into it. My name is Jackie Pearson. So we're back, and as promised, we're talking about that horrible situation where your friends and your family members don't use your real estate services. Now, we're all going to come across this at least one time in our career in real estate. And I would say the first piece of advice is don't damage the relationship. It's not worth it. And on top of that, the average person buys every 5 to 7 years, so there's still opportunity there. What I really think this is a good moment for you is to think about the reasons why you didn't win the business. A lot of people assume that because you are the friend or the family member that you automatically just get the business, and that is not the case. It's actually, in my opinion, the exact opposite. You have to work harder to win the business, okay? Think about the listing presentation and how many people they interviewed. Were you a little bit casual because they were your friend or your neighbor or your kids played soccer together? What about the agent that didn't have any of those ties to them? They came in with a full arsenal on what they were going to do. A listing presentation with numbers and documented sales history and days on market. What would you have done? So my advice is always be selling. Always. You can't stop and you can't assume that you win the business. That's mistake number one. Beef up your social media, continue to talk about it and be very vocal and clear, and make it so that it's a given. Why wouldn't you list my house with me? And if you do have those conversations, you better come with everything out there, because anybody else they're interviewing, they're coming, like I said, with an arsenal too. Another thing that I just wanted to remind folks of, if you are dealing with someone that doesn't understand the real estate transaction or the selling or purchasing of a home, they just might not be comfortable, because the assumption may be that you're going to know their credit score, their finances, all of their debts, all of their bankruptcies. That can feel just a little bit too personal, and they may be scared for y'all's relationship to venture into that troubled water. So they do something that most people do. They feel more comfortable talking about it with a complete stranger. They're not embarrassed by it because they don't know that person. What your job is to do, especially on the buyer side, is to educate them that you're going to be connecting them with a loan officer. And that loan officer, they are going to be the one that digs in to your bank history and your debt versus your income. But I won't have access to that information, nor do I want it. They're just going to tell me what your buying power is, and my job is to find you the perfect home in that budget. So again, while you're out there being vocal to your family and friends, that's also a little a tip, I would say, that could help you in the business, because it might just be an uncomfortability thing with mixing finances and friendship, and that could feel uncomfortable. So again, don't burn the bridge. Don't lose the relationship. It's one transaction, and there's going to be a lot more in y'all's friendship lifespan. Think about why you didn't win the business. Did you assume that you had it, or did you actively give it your best shot to win it? Set the picture, set the tone that this is not something where you're going to be collecting their financial documents. You're going to leave that to an expert. Your expertise is finding and digging through a list of homes that fit the perfect criteria that's within their budget. My last thing that I kind of wanted to chat with you all about is there's still room for opportunity even within that transaction. Listing agreements, they expire. So be there to pick them up when they're down. There's still business to be had, but don't get taken advantage of. If they have a listing agreement going with an active broker or realtor, respect that. And when they do ask for your advice, respectfully tell them, I don't feel comfortable speaking to that. You did hire someone. I would lean on them for their expertise because you hired them for a reason. But should you need my services in the future, I'm happy to share my knowledge, my comps, and my marketing strategies. But those are exclusively for the folks that I represent. And there is no shame in that. Anywho, I hope this helps. If you have recently been burned by a friend or family member, hopefully you find some solace in knowing that there's more transactions out there. Actively win the business in the future. Still be helpful, but don't get taken advantage of. And clear the air when it comes to finances. Because again, finances, friendship, family, I wish I had another arm. Sometimes those are tricky waters. So clear the air and I think the business will be yours in the future. If you enjoyed this short video, click the subscribe button. I will be dropping weekly videos. I try to keep them under 5 minutes. I know that y'all don't have a ton of time to watch me talk through real estate, but again, if this was helpful, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys back next time.